If you're a woman, you need to and you have to be selfish. This video is directed specifically to women because women for generations and for centuries have been conditioned and programmed to be self-neglectors, people pleasers, and self-sacrificers. And this is not what we want. This is not how we should be living as women. To live and show up in the world, always giving our energy, our time, everything to others and never anything to ourselves. So if you're watching this video right now, you can take this permission to be selfish. What we're going to do is we're going to change how we see the word selfish. Selfish is normally seen as a negative word. It has a lot of negative connotations to the word. We see it as something that is bad. Nobody wants to be called selfish. But the truth is, selfish can be positive, and we're going to get into this video why selfish can be positive and why you can adapt being selfish in a positive way, because everything's perspective. It's how you see it. So first, let's reprogram the way you see the word selfish. From now on, you're going to see selfish as selfless. Selfish equals selfless. The better I show up for myself, the better I can actually serve and honor others. That's how we want to see selfish now. We want to remove the negative connotation of selfish being a bad thing to selfish being a good thing. The better I show up for myself, the better that I love myself and I do things for myself, the better I can actually show up for others, and the better I can actually be a selfless person when I'm selfish with the things that I need to do with my life. I only have a certain amount of energy, time, resources on this planet. You are a finite person, one of one. And with this knowing, you have to understand that you can only really do so much with your time. You can only really accomplish so much. So being selfish actually helps you to be selfless in the end. We're going to repeat the mantra: the more I choose myself, the better I serve and honor others. The more I choose myself, the better I serve and honor others. Do you see how once we change the way we see the word selfish, it helps us to realize it actually benefits everybody. It's not just about you. I'm not being selfish just for me. I'm actually being selfish so I can show up better and serve others as well. So it's always a positive. It's never a negative thing. So let's remove the negative connotation we have with the word selfish. Let's do that today. Selfish is a positive word. Selfish equals selfless. Selfish equals self-love. Selfish equals I can show up better and honor others every single day. So let's talk about what happens over time when you're a people pleaser, when you're a self-neglector and a self-sacrificer. The way that society has brought us up to be. Obviously, we're selfish, which equals selfless now. But what happens? What are the long-term repercussions of actually being a people pleaser and a self-neglector and a self-sacrificer? There's 3 of these that I'm going to mention, so we can look into these and understand that, you know what, it's not worth it. Is it really worth it? Is the question. Is being a people pleaser, is it really worth it? Is neglecting yourself and sacrificing everything for other people, is it really worth it? So the answer is no, short answer. So the visions, goals, and prospects and desires you have for your life will fail to come to fruition or will be delayed. So that's point number 1. The purpose that God has for you will be delayed or could even fail to come to fruition. And we don't want this. We want to be living in our purpose now. We don't want to wait. Sometimes that is the course of life. We do have to wait. But in essence, the sooner we understand that sacrificing everything for everyone is not actually benefiting the bigger calling that God has for your life, that's when you can wake up and say, no, I'm actually going to pull my energy back and put my energy into what God wants for me. It's not ideal to constantly be giving everything to everyone else. How will your vision, your purpose in life be fulfilled if you're helping everybody else? Maybe that is part of your purpose too, but there's balance with everything. Everything comes with balance. Yes, we should be there for other people and help other people, but it's balance. And for you watching, maybe you've been a people pleaser, a self-neglector, a self-sacrificer. The balance now has to tip in the sense of, okay, I need to do things for myself now, so that later I can actually help everybody. Having a bit of pain now, of the pain of not helping the person who has been using up all your time and resources, not helping that person now so that you can help many people in the future. It's seeing the bigger picture. That's what we need to remember when it comes to that. The second thing that can happen to you if you self-neglect and you are a people pleaser is you get taken for granted. And you're way too precious to be taken for granted. The thing is, the harsh truth is, this is human nature. When someone realizes that they can take advantage of you, they'll continue to take advantage of you. And this is not what you should allow to happen. So understanding that there's balance in life and you need to actually withdraw some of your energy sometimes helps you to not be taken for granted. Your time, your energy, your resources is too precious. It's meant for something greater. And it's just important to hold that energy back sometimes and not always be giving up to everybody. And you don't want to be used. When people realize they can use you for your energy and your time, that's exactly what they're going to do. They will use you for your time, your energy, your resources. So hold back. It's not all about pleasing other people. Ask yourself, why are you actually aiming to please them anyway? Is pleasing them pleasing God? Ask God first. Be like, God, is pleasing this person, is neglecting myself, is sacrificing everything for this person or these people what you want from me? And if the answer is no, and if the answer comes back to God as no, then you know, okay, no, I can't, I need to stop. I don't want to continue to be used by these people, taken for granted by these people. But what I want to say is, no matter if in the past you've been a people pleaser or you've neglected yourself, you sacrifice everything for everybody else but yourself, there is hope, because nothing that has ever happened goes to waste. Nothing goes to waste. The days that you've been a people pleaser, the days you've sacrificed yourself for others, those are seeds and you will reap them. So there's no need to feel any kind of negative way or sad way about how you've been in the past. Now is the time to change. You've come across this video, now is the time to change. But the past, those are seeds. You investing into other people, it will come back to you. Every good seed brings forth fruit and it grows. So take heart in the fact and allow that to bring you peace, that nothing that's happened in your life up till now is of waste, and you're going to go on to reap the benefits of what you've had and what you've experienced and what you've done in the past. And you can go on and now focus on yourself and be a selfish person. Because this is what you need. This is what you need right now. So yeah, and the final thing that can happen to you if you are a people pleaser and you've neglected yourself is you can actually be depleted, drained, burnt out, and you can actually become resentful towards yourself and everyone around you. And you don't want to have this perspective, and you don't want to live and show up from this energy, because unfortunately it just perpetuates. Once you're resentful, once you're drained, once you're burnt out, and you kind of start to think negatively about the world because you're like, I gave this, I sacrificed all this, and nothing's coming back. It's like, pause, it will come back, maybe not at the time that you are expecting, but nevertheless, the truth is, a lot of the time, the reason why we people please and the reason why we neglect ourselves and sacrifice for others is because we're expecting something in return. And this is why people become very resentful in their future. And you see those old women or those old men who are so grumpy and resentful. It's just because they did everything for everyone else. Now they're like, what about me? What about you? It's true. What about you? So it's like, come on, let's just focus on ourselves. Let's just channel energy into ourselves for a bigger picture that actually helps everybody in the end. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And you can actually start to relieve those feelings of being resentful, being burnt out, being drained, trying to please everybody and their grandma. It's not needed, babe. It ain't needed. So yeah, I'm just going to summarize the 3 steps I said when it comes to what happens over time if you are a self-sacrificer, you're a people pleaser, and you neglect yourself. So your visions and goals for your life, they're going to be delayed, or they're going to take ages to come, or they could even not happen. You're not focused on how your energy and your time can be used for good. You're focused on how you can please others. So your goals, visions, God's plan for your life could be delayed or even passed on to somebody else. We don't want that. Your soul, its purpose needs to come to fruition, and sometimes you need to pull energy back so that purpose can come to pass. So that was number 1. Number 2 was you could be taken for granted and used, and your time and energy and your soul, everything is too precious for you to be taken for granted, used and abused. And the last one was the mindset you'll have into the future, which is being drained, which is being resentful, burnt out, and hating the world. We don't want this. So now you can see that being a people pleaser, being a self-neglector, being a self-sacrificer, it doesn't actually put you in a good path in the future. It doesn't help you to be the best version of yourself. It's human nature for us to naturally become resentful over time if we keep doing, giving, and not getting anything in return. It's always an exchange of give and take, and if it's all give from you and no receive, being resentful, being burnt out and drained is just inevitable. And so being aware of that is quite key. Now we've talked about the bad things that can happen from being people pleaser and being neglecting yourself and being a self-sacrificer. Now we're going to talk about how to actually be selfish. How can we be selfish? How can we take our energy back? How can we be like, you know what? It's time for me to shine. It's time for me to shine. It's time for you to shine, baby. So how can we take our power back? And this one has 4 steps. 4 steps on how we're going to take our power back. Have a strong purpose. Have a strong purpose and vision for your life. This is the most important thing I can say in this whole video on how to actually be selfish. Have a purpose. Have a vision, have a goal for your life. Because if you don't have a vision, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a purpose for your life, then it's easy for you to be swayed by this and swayed by that. It's just too easy because you don't have anything you're standing for. You don't have strong sense of conviction, passion, drive towards anything specific. So having that purpose, I have a video which I'll link down below, which is how to find your purpose. I will link that because finding your purpose is the sole most important thing us as human beings, us as physical beings, spiritual beings. That's what we're here for, to find out what our purpose is and live out that purpose that we have been given by God. So once you have that purpose and you know it, then it's like, hold on, this is what I'm on this planet to do. This is why my soul is in this body, in this moment, on this planet. And now I need to just live that out. And when you know you have something to live out, you can't be pulled and dragged to multiple different directions because everybody wants you to do something for them. Everybody wants you to sacrifice yourself on a platter. You've got a vision, you've got a plan, you've got a purpose. You don't have time for that. It's time for you to show up in that purpose, walk in that purpose, find that purpose, and it's a beautiful thing. Also, a strong thing about purpose, which links back to my previous point that I said about selfish equals selfless. I spoke about this more in my video, How to Find Your Purpose, so that will be linked below. You can have a look at that. But what I was saying in that, and what I'll say a bit on here, is that the purpose of everybody as human beings is to be yourself and to serve others. So when you have a strong sense of purpose and you're selfish about that purpose, you're actually helping people in the end. The bigger picture is walking your purpose is to help others, so then you're still helping others. But you have to be selfish about that purpose. There's always going to be someone who is going to want to take your time. But if your purpose is to help others, if your purpose is to show up in this world as yourself and live out God's plan for you, then it's going to take some boundaries for that. And this leads beautifully onto the next point. So step 1 to how to be selfish, have a strong sense of purpose and have a strong purpose. Number 2, have boundaries for that purpose. Because once you have that purpose, it's so essential for you to put boundaries up in place to protect that purpose. Every purpose needs protection. Every good thing needs protection. Women need protection. Children need protection. Even men need protection sometimes. But every good thing needs protection. If you had a child and you didn't protect that child, bad things could potentially happen to that child. And that child might not live out what it's meant to live out and accomplish all it will. Let's link this back to your purpose now. If you have a purpose and you don't protect that purpose, then it won't live out its full extent. It won't reach its maximum potential. It just won't reach it. So you have to have boundaries for your purpose. Once you've established that purpose, once you've found that purpose, you need to have boundaries for it. Because the truth is, God will give missions, visions, purposes to people who know how to protect it. God cannot give you something strong if you don't know how to protect what he's giving you. Things will always come to try and change and throw off what God wants for you. But if you can't stand firm and protect what you have and the purpose that God gives you and the life that you have, God will not give you more if you can't protect what you have in terms of the purpose and your time and your resources and your vision. So having boundaries is absolutely everything. It's absolutely everything. It helps you really fulfill God's plan and purpose for your life. So the next point about how to be selfish is boundaries not just to protect your purpose, but boundaries to protect your energy. Because it's your energy that you're going to use to actually fulfill that purpose. So your energy, that involves your time, your resources, and it links to the people and things around you that take from your energy. So you need to have boundaries in place from people, boundaries from things that are wasting your time, wasting your energy. You got to put the boundaries in place. If you're stuck on TikTok for hours, you got to put that boundary in place. If you have the habit of being on TikTok for 10 hours a day, how will your purpose come to fruition? Like, how? You got to put boundaries in place with social media, put boundaries in place with your friends, your family, if they are taking up too much of your time. So protecting your purpose and having boundaries with things around you so that you can actually protect your purpose is so important. Sometimes things are a test. Sometimes things are in place where it's like you have to show that you really want that purpose, that you're ready to walk in that purpose. And that comes with saying no. Being strong enough to be like, I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to go out partying. I'm not going to go out and waste my time, waste my resources. I'm actually going to sit here and fulfill my purpose. I'm not going to let things get in the way. Having boundaries, deciding once you know what your purpose is, deciding what actually throws you off, what actually causes you to spend less time pursuing that purpose. Then you put boundaries in place for that. But with everything, there's balance. You do want to spend time with your friends. You do want to spend time with your family. You do want to do other things, but obviously in everything you do, you should be living in your purpose. So there's balance. You can still have fun. But as long as your purpose is being fulfilled, that's all that matters. That should be the center of everything you do and the center of your life as well. And the final thing that helps you to be selfish is to have high standards. And this is so key as well. This is something that you have to embody over time. You have to kind of reprogram your mind for high standards. It's not something you can say, oh, I have high standards. You really have to embody it within your body and your soul. And that comes through affirmations. You're going to have to repeat things. I am of value. I add value to the world. I am living in my purpose. I'm walking in my purpose. I don't tolerate this. I don't tolerate that. And you keep affirming that to yourself until you actually start walking in that. And then you actually will eventually have high standards. But high standards is key, and it relates to people. It relates to your environment. It relates to your circumstances. The people you surround yourself with, are they also people of high standard? Are they also people who are walking in their purpose? People who have goals and visions in life? Because if you are around people who have no vision, they will drag you into their no vision life. Focus on people who actually have a vision. They will inspire you to have visions, more than one, multiple visions, multiple purposes. Your environment, keep your environment clean, have a high standard for your living environment, having a high standard for yourself and how you show up in the world, having a high standard for every single aspect of life. And this will help you because you'll realize that the people of low standard who try to take your time, who try to cause you and force you to sacrifice your time, neglect yourself and please them, you realize these people aren't of my standard, so I can't really associate with them. I need to ensure that my purpose is being fulfilled. High standards is essential for that, and I'm going to stick with that and do what's needed. And the truth is about this as well. When you have high standards for all aspects of your life, all aspects of your life will actually help you to fulfill your purpose. You'll be around people, as I said before, who have their own purpose. And when they have their own purpose, they will also have high standards. And because they also have high standards, they will respect your boundaries, they'll respect your time, your energy, your responsibilities. So everything will start getting easier for you. Having low standards means you keep having to explain things to people who don't get it. People with high standards, they just get it. They know, they're on the level, they're on the same frequency, on the same wavelength as you. They know, okay, for you to achieve things in life, you really have to have boundaries and high standards. They get it, they're with you, they're on the same page, and they're walking with you, not hindering you and holding you back. And let me just quickly summarize how to be selfish. Have a strong purpose. Boundaries to protect your purpose. Protect that purpose. Number 2. Number 3, boundaries for your energy to protect yourself from people and things. And the last thing is high standards. Those are things that you need to have to really be selfish in this life. So, ladies and gentlemen, no, scratch that. This is only for ladies. This is for the ladies, okay? Yes, it's just so important. It's so important for you to realize that selfish really equals selfless. Selfless is purpose. Purpose is always selfless. Vision is always selfless. But sometimes we have to be selfish to live and walk in that vision. So though this video is why we should, as women, should be selfish, really in the depth of it, it's always about being selfless in the end and helping others. Sometimes you're not reaching the person that God wants you to reach. Sometimes you think that your purpose is to help that person, but really ask God, maybe your purpose is to help these people over here. And being selfish and focusing on your visions, your goals can help you to get that. Let's repeat that mantra that I mentioned earlier one more time. The more I choose myself, the better I show up and honor others. Isn't that beautiful? It's just beautiful. It's amazing to know that when we choose ourselves, we also choose others. And when we show up best for ourselves, we inspire, we empower other people to do the same. This is why I did address this video specifically to people who have been conditioned to be sacrificers, self-neglectors, and people pleasers, because truly we are all here to help other people. So we're not really here to be selfish. This video is not really about being selfish. It's more so about finding your purpose and focusing on something, having laser eye focus. It's gonna come with boundaries, it's gonna come with saying no, it's gonna come with stripping back from people, things, and circumstances that are just gonna block you from walking in that purpose to help others. And just know that you are of value. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a vision, and everybody has something that they have to offer the world. And when you know this, and when you can step into this and have this knowing and walk in that, it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it really transforms your life when you know that I'm here for a reason and I don't need to show up for everyone. Please, everybody, do what everyone else wants. I heard this quote earlier this week and I really want to share this with you guys because I think it's just a beautiful quote. And it says, if you understood how important you are, you would shatter into a billion pieces and just be light. This is by Byron Katie. I'm going to repeat it again. If you understood how important you are, you would shatter into a billion pieces and just be light. If you knew how important you were, you wouldn't be out here trying to please other people to be important. You would know that you were important and you have something to do on this planet. And you would just walk in that, and you would just be that, and you would just be a light in this world and be amazing, walk in purpose, be purposeful, and be an inspiration to other people. Be selfish. Be selfish today, because it'll help you with your purpose that will help other people into the future and beyond. So my wonderful people, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day ahead. Go on and be a light in this world. Follow your purpose, be a light in this world, and I'm sending you lots of love and peace.